saying all praises to Yahweh, Barshem, Yahushua, I'm one of the three apostles, and there was a great news on the whole world. Salawam to the hopeful elect. Right, where Hebrew Israelites come out every week, prophesy the downfall of his kingdom, according to the prophecies of the Bible, right? And basically we're in the midst of some pivotal times, alright, moving towards the deliverance of the children of Israel. So they know that the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Americans, but also scattered all across. So they're in nations that wouldn't look like Israelites, but that's where they are due to the curses wrote of in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, right? And various other scriptures. So we're in the last days. And the Bible bring up the prophecy. I believe you mentioned something about North Street. You want to get into that? Yeah. Yeah, there's various things that are happening on earth that makes me. Says what Russian gas transit to EU via Nord Stream supported Gazprom. So I said what it's been it says what a 3-day stoppage for repairs will begin on August 31st, the Russian energy major says. Russian energy giant Gazprom announced on Friday transit of natural gas to the EU via the Nord Stream 1 pipeline reported from August 31st to September 2nd for maintenance. On August 21st, the only working Trent 60 gas compressor unit will be shut down for 3 days for maintenance, the company stated, noting that all repairs will be carried out jointly with specialists from German manufacturer Siemens. Gazprom added that upon completion of work and an absence of technical malfunction from the unit, gas transportation will be restored to the level of 33 million cubic meters per day, representing roughly 20% of the pipeline's full capacity. So even then, I don't know what's running out now. So even then, it's only up 20%, and it's still summertime, and it's gas ain't really getting used to the same scale it's going to be used once it comes to like late September, October kind of times. Then them shortages are going to be felt, because there's been article for article. They said like by was it November? I think they said in the UK it could go up to like £4,800, £4,200, something to that extent for energy bill. And then there was another one above a poster where it said like go up to like 6,000 by next April. So as far as for the prices, because I think the limit comes off in October. I think there's a government limit to October presently. So it's like once that's done, it's gonna be wild. And that's the thing is Nord Stream. This meant to be Nord Stream 2. That shit's done. That shit's a wash. And then Nord Stream 1 is only going to run to a certain extent. Because I think there's still people in Eastern European countries where they don't have no alternative. They have to fuck with Russia. So they're going to be relying on that. And then what? It's going to be felt all over. And then what was there was something else? So Ezekiel 36:22 says, therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Most High Power, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for mine holy name's sakes, which ye have profaned among the heathen, whither ye went. But know that I am the Lord Yahweh, Most High Power, that I shall be sanctified in you. For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out, and I will bring you into your own land. But yeah, that's connected to the punishment, to the judgment we receive. Because one, we basically broke the covenant, and we broke to the point where Yahweh Shem Yahshua was like, I ain't even gonna recognize you guys. But then what? Through Yahweh Shai, we'll basically be able to move back, and then after that comes what? The gathering, where you'll have Jake, where they're scattered all over the show. They're basically gathered out of every nation. And then that means that you're gonna have Jake, where they're straight up look like Edom. They might look like Elon. They might look like Moab, Ammon. You know, they might look like they just been up among Esau. You know, it might even look like Lord, or we want to look like Amalek. You have Jake come out of all these different nations. So that's where it comes from. What? That whole, every Israelite looking like sharp, so-called black, that goes in the big one. Because you're gonna have what? Jake coming from all over. It says what? Gather and bring you into your own land. Verse 25. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and you shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. See that stony heart that's bound onto all the idols, bound onto what? Wandering after the heathen, following in their ways, worshipping their gods, doing all the practices, the basic result of destruction. That's going to be done away with. And then you're going to have what? You're going to have Jake, where they're going to be able to be perfectly righteous. They're going to follow the laws perfectly. It says what? You're not going to have to teach your neighbor, learn about the law. They're just going to know. And that's where it's going to go. And that's being gathered from all over. Because as far as, if you pull up how Jake looks, there's countless innumerable examples, and especially when you go to looking like Esau, then you really get examples, and that's really the extreme of it. But then there'll be if you especially in London, you have all kinds of Jakes, from Eastern Europeans, Irish, from all even straight up English youths, Scottish boys. You rock with them, you chat to them for a bit, be like, yo, this guy's a fucking Jake, man. And that's something that's what through the process. Yeah, that's through the spirit. Because once you start vibing, just like how you can chat with a Jake or vibe with them, with a certain spirit to them. Same thing will happen with white Jakes too. We're messing them for a bit. He's like, yo, this guy, there's no way this guy's a heathen, man. You see an Edomite trying to do it. You see some of these white boys, the way they dance, the way they can sing. Like, yo, the spirit in there is all kinds of different. Ain't no way in hell.
Yeah, what's that? It's the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 64. The Lord Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Yeah, so that's basically what it is. The Heavenly Father set out like part of the curses, which is the curses and the stipulation. We're dealing with a covenant, right, from the Heavenly Father. Covenant being a contractual agreement. Now, the Heavenly Father is spiritual being, right? So the ground upon benefits of entering into that contract and the stipulations of being the shortfalls of that contract, they're going to be based upon spiritual grounds, but they're going to manifest obviously the tangible world, right? So part of the curse, the shortfalls of keeping up our end of the bargain is basically a curse of being scattered among the nations. Now you may read that and you think, what does that mean to be scattered all over the place? It means you're going to be homeless, basically. You're going to be in other nations where other people have dominion, their culture is adverse to yours, right? And you have to basically maneuver in their land. Now just to imagine, one of the main places, remember when you read through the curses, it says the Lord shall send their enemies against you as an eagle flies. Now that eagle represents Esau Edom, right? So-called white man. Which basically go, you have to move with China Taker called the eagle. And that was about what Rome and how much of the heralding of the eagle meant so much to them. You have to remember, they lost the eagle in England, basically with great shame that a dishonor he brought them. Alright? Now, them people, the Romans coming up against, or sorry, us being in captivity to the east, just or being scattered in the land of Edom. Just remember when Moses, our forefathers, Moses and the Israelites, when we came out of Egypt, what land were we trying to go through? Trying to go through the land of Edom. Why? But they said they wouldn't let us go through. Even just to get a passage, they would not let us go through. They were forced against us making a path to go through. So imagine now, they wouldn't even let us cut through there, not buying up whatever. Just imagine now living in the midst of them, how they feel about us. And that's why you see all these things happen. That's the shortfalls of being cursed in these different lands. People don't like it, right? Let me even jump to this. Drive home that point as well. All right. Lamentation 1:17. Zion spread forth her hand, and there is none to comfort her. The Lord Yahweh hath commanded concerning Jacob that his adversaries should be round about him. Right? But scattered. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, is a menstruous woman among them. And the Lord Yahweh is righteous, for I have rebelled against his commandment. Here I bring all people, and behold my sorrow, my virgins and my young men are gone into captivity. I called for my lovers, but they deceived me. My priests, mine elders, gave up goats in the city, while they sought their meat beneath their souls. Right? That's it. Hey, Israel basically been scattered among the nations. And these nations where we've been scattered. They haven't given us no peace. Actually, that's what I see. I highlighted. That's what I wanted to read. Let me actually read this. Lamentations 1:1. How doth the city sit solitary that was full of people? How is she become as a widow? She that was great among the nations, a princess among the provinces, how is she become tributary? She weeps before in the night, and her tears are on her cheeks. Among all her lovers, she hath none to comfort her. All her friends have dealt treacherously with her. They are become her enemies. Judah has gone up into captivity because of affliction, and because of great servitude. She dwelleth among the heathen, she findeth no rest. All her persecutors overtook her between the straits. Basically what happened due to the curses. The curses made it as to what that these various nations that at the time there was no foresight to see these curses, how they play out. Now they're playing out, seeing that all these people you had a certain level of relationship with them, but they thought it was to their benefit. Key example goes to the book Matthew, where you had certain little fellows that made covenants, that were so forward therein that they covenants with the evil. When they did that, they said, yo, we're in hard time making alliance because it's beneficial to us. So what wind up happening? Yeah, for a moment it was beneficial. But then they turned around and you had Antiochus Epiphanes, right, that wicked one, and he basically let all hell loose, man. If anyone was keeping a covenant of the Heavenly Father, man, the gates of hell would basically beat, right? So that's part of it. The only thing is, even going to the wicked. Jeremiah 2:23 said, why trim thou ways to seek love? Alright? Because you can trim your ways and try to tuck the chain, but ultimately they're still gonna trim the truth. And these crews, man, like you know what I'm talking about. You see it at your workplace recently. Brother I, where he says he's making a lot of money, but you know, none of them work respected. That's where it is. You're gonna get money, but they ain't gonna give you no rate. They're 50%. You knew it at one point, and then stuff started working out. Yeah. But then what? Over time, that's something that becomes clear. Even now, where there are women complaining about the same thing, like Me Too, where you have a lot of these environments where they just say it's like a boys club. Them men are just more of those, there's a black people saying, they just called her a black bitch. That was meant to be the joke. She was getting called a black bitch. This is in London. So it's like in these situations that those things become a reality. Why? Because they know you've basically pursued the pinnacle of Esau's system, man. You're basically putting in the utmost to integrate within that system, man. They can violate you according to their pleasure. Because they know that, like, well, you're willing to obviously get there, you're going to have to put up with it, so you're going to have a certain kind of mindset. You can tell by the Jakes, man, where they're kind of broken. Micah 2 and 10, you got more than that? No. Micah 2 and 10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. That's really the mindset you're meant to be in. Man of the Lord, they're basically departing from this place. They're mentally going to be invested, thinking, okay, let me just try and, okay, so I'm going to work like this, and, I forgot, okay, so Jimmy, and, I work with them. No, because, for you to get up there, really, you basically got to become a supreme Roman, man. You've essentially just menace. That's what I think. But, that's why you have guys like Future, Evasius, they got Greek names straight up. Really because they're down in Atlanta. Atlanta's a big Greek lake, so a lot of them have Greek names. It'd be like Quavo, Evasius. They bang on that Greek heavy. But hey, they're essentially integrating. And that's the thing, because you have the parallel where you have the supreme negative where you get, so-called glory engaged with that, but then that's perpetuating that destructive image of the Jesus. But then what? The alternative side where, the supreme freedom, where, you're basically integrating and taking on all the facets of the current society to maximize your output in it. And that's the thing, is there's still going to be a class C integration. As a so-called black, as an Israelite, they only let you get so far within it. They only give me able to do so much. But that's, but that's how these James are. They see us, what's the alternative? They got to try and eat something out. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. That's the key thing as well. What is polluted? It's not clean. It's not like there's some kind of righteous method for engaging with it. You're going to be engaging with the left-hand side regardless. And that's how you're going to be getting your come up. You're going to have to give honor onto some form of wickedness to basically get somewhere. That's why it's like you had. I remember, what was it, Hour, man? When man was trying to go legit. You meet up with he was dealing with that white dude who was season 3. Then it was like the guy took him to his house, said, "Oh, we're having a party." So there's a bunch of, all kinds of freakers all lined up. They had these weird ass, what's it called? Wallace the Manor kind of setups. The eyes wide shut. Those kind of parties. And that's something that goes down. Those are things that are happening, man. Everywhere I remember in London, they were saying it was like there, Marble Arch, they said what it was judges, high-ranking police officers, lawyers, people high up in the business field. These guys all get together and then they do criminal acts with one another, man. They'll be linking up in the dark, doing crime. And that's what it takes to partake in these things. There was even there was even one girl's video I was listening to. She was saying like one of her uncles, was it a great uncle? I think it was a great uncle. It was like it was a Freemason. The family knew. She tried to get her granddad to bring him in on the ting. And they were saying like, well, obviously he would have been able to make more money, but have easily his lifestyle. But then he was like, he realized, well, if he's going to engage with that, then, they'll ask for favors in exchange for the favors he's doing. You scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of mindset. You're going to be beholden to them. So then he didn't really mess with it. But that's why a lot of people, they'll just see it as, okay, this is a chance to progress my career. It's a chance to, to engage with certain things. So like, okay, get me in certain circles. But then what? You also, like, what's going to be required is going to increase over time. And most people, when they just come in, they just think it's like a boys' club kind of thing. But then, why is it what? It's all centralized around power. Because it's one of those, things that are done in the dark.
Yeah, I've got this. Hosea 8:8. Israel was swallowed up. Now shall she be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein is no pleasure. Right? And that happened to all the 12 tribes, right? Going back to when you had the partition between the nation, right? Coming northern and the southern kingdom, when it got removed, the power got removed out of the hand of, what's the guy's name, man? King Rehoboam. Yeah, when Rehoboam basically lost the power, what happened? It was divided among them, right? And then when it got divided, then you had Jeroboam. You basically had the power in a certain context, right? Given the 10. And then from there, after they went and they committed wicked acts, they all sent over to the land of America. And when they were over the land of America, hey, the tribes are divided. But as the prophecy tells you, it's the book of Jeremiah 50 and 33. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel, the children of Judah, were pressed together, and all that took the captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Now where is this talking about? It's talking about in the land of America. Because as it says in the book of, I believe maybe in Hosea as well, right, where it speaks of Ephraim throwing them over the wall. Alright? And that basically speaks to the fact that, the so-called Puerto Ricans are basically flying at the chance, running at the chance to throw their children over into America. But then what avail are they doing it for? To basically put them into captivity. Alright? And that's how we'll press together. So being these times, that's what the main guys, we're being pressed together. And that's how scattering, coming to an end, part of the gathering up, coming around about. When you read this goes back thousands of years ago, right? Who our Lord, who deserving of this, basically initiated those steps, right?
book of John 7:33. Then said Yahweh unto them, yet a little while am I with you, and then I go unto him that sent me. Alright, so the Lord understood his ministry for 3 years. He basically had a job at hand. And really his whole life, from when he became a man, going back to 12 years old, with the mitzvah, being a man of the covenant, the son of the covenant, he understood that he took it upon himself to make good on that covenant, living and maximizing his potential, being the chosen one of the Heavenly Father, the only begotten. So his work started from then. That's why when his mother went back after Sop, back to the land of their kingdom, to Nazareth basically. They were looking, after a couple of days, they were looking for Yahweh Shai, and they couldn't find him in the midst of them. They had to go back down to Jerusalem to Rosh Hashanah. When they went back down there, they were looking for him for a few days, for a little while. When they found him, they said, look, his mother was bugging, like Mary was saying, yo, where you been? Don't you know me and your dad been looking for you? And his answer was, oh, sorry, mom. Sorry, mama. His answer was, I was to be about my father's business. Right? This is a man that's been, in pursuit of, being that perfect representation of the Heavenly Father, just as we ought to be according to his Father. Right? So it says, I'll read it again, John 7:33. Then said Yahweh Shai unto them, yet a little while am I with you, and then I go unto him that sent me. And that's even the main thing that kind of perpetuated that attitude, was the fact they understood, I'm here for a moment, and the task that I have, the manifold temptations I'm going to go through, there's one key temptation I have to endure, which is basically this passion, right? The passion of Yahweh Shai, him being what? A sacrifice unto the children of Israel to basically, initiate the round of our salvation. Okay? Verse 34, ye shall seek me and shall not find me, and where I am, thither ye cannot come. Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will we go, that we shall not find him? Will we go to the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? They understood the dispersed. You even go back to the book of Ezra or Nehemiah, I believe it's the book of Ezra, when you had the two brothers in the priesthood that basically came and said that they had a lot of Arabs. And they said they couldn't find them in the books. So where they couldn't find them, they said, you're going to have to set you aside. You can't take hold of the priesthood duty until the Lord making them, until he be risen again. Right? So they understood those. And also Mary. Okay? So they understood there was a diaspora of people that were basically across different places. Right? But the Lord, through the Spirit, they said it, he was actually sent to them. That's why you have Mexicans, they say, or Issachar, should I say, so everything known as Quetzalcoatl, the Ku Klux Klan, alright, with the Lord. And they show you in that movie, Blood In, Blood Out, basically them speaking of who came before, and it's going to come again. Right? And they understood that's the Lord. That's why the Lord was saying, you should seek me, you should find me. And he broke it down to his disciples, right, who became apostles, who, Lord willing, we are in that same stead, that basically he's going to go, but he's not going to leave us alone. He's basically going to send forth to come for us, which is an amalgamation of angels that basically suck with us. When the Heavenly Father, when Yahweh Shai basically knock on our door, they come. If we open the door, they'll enter in, basically minister unto us, give us an understanding of the word. Okay? So this is why this person on the Gentiles, they're going to get that wisdom and understanding. Before them.
Romans 12:1, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that you present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. So yeah, just as how Yahweh Shai had to basically present his body as a sacrifice, Brother Winnie, says what? The servant's not greater than his master. That's the same for us. Coming stead, but coming basically the spirit of the book, the word, of what? We have to be saved on this side. And that means us doing what? What we're engaging in now. Going out on the highways and byways. Basically, living this word where we're then, within the bounds of the book. We're essentially trying to be saved. We're working for our salvation through Yahweh Shai. And that requires, it's because you're not able to engage with, things on the carnal side. You're really able to engage with the world, really, as everyone else does. That's part of the separation. That's been part of Israel's from the longest. It says what? Well, it even says at the end, accept unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. So yes, your reasonable service. Because as far as the reward you can receive for partaking in it, it exponentially outweighs what you've done. Never mind as well the fact that without Yahweh Shai's sacrifice, we wouldn't even have the means by which to get it. Like what's being paid to basically receive that reward is nowhere near in any way any kind of balance. There's a magnificent, legendary reward for what we have to call with. I'll read. You can grab it. It says, and be not conformed, and be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. So it says what? Be not conformed to this world. I always remember they read this Will and Kate's wedding, man. They read it on Will and Kate's wedding, which is funny as hell. Because that's one of, they obviously are essentially children as well. But that really shows that those that, that are not going to conform, those are basically still holding on to the truth, unfiltered, unchanged. That's a small number, man. Because even if you're dealing with that Christianity, that's something that's gone to the whole world, man. Everyone's already, that's been in every corner. Everyone's out there, worshiping the white Jesus. Everyone's out there, talking about forgiveness of sins, the whole world being saved, blah blah blah. We're still here. The so-called, as they call it, the rapture ain't come.
Alright, this is Romans 8 and 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiting for the manifestation of the Son of the Most High, for the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who has subjected the same in hope.
Yeah. The free, as far as what we're basically waiting to receive. So read it again.
I'm going to the point. Romans 8 and 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of the present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
Yeah. Because as far as it's what we're having to go through, it's not even on the scale of what Israel's received before. As it is presently, it's like now we're walking up. It's not even like we're in hardcore, but it's not even like Egypt. It's not even like we're in Babylon. It's not even on that legendary kind of scale. There's been certain eases that have been afforded in this present time, but then there's also new forms of hell that are being experienced and going around before, like not even knowing that you're Jake. But then what? It's what we're going to receive in accordance. It's wild. But that's the mercy that Yahweh Shai had. Because I think we might even see it being that same that same chapter about what basically decided what that he was gonna have mercy on Israel. Or it might be
Romans 9.
yeah, it's 9. Because I was like, yeah. Because as far as it's basically what comes down to the mercy of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Because otherwise, it's nothing particularly immaculate or special that Jacob did. It's really Yahweh Shai. That was something that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai saw to come to pass. So,
We read this 2 Corinthians 4:17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. While we look not at the things which are seen, and this shows the coping, how you cope with in that affliction. It says, while we look not at the things which are seen, but the things which are not seen, for the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal.
yeah, it's and that's funny because you can there's living examples, man. You can go like Tower Hill. Even a better example would be like Corfu Castle, because there's barely any of them castles left. A lot of the castles, there's like hundreds of castles in the UK. A lot of them, if they ain't been rebuilt or sustained over time, it's just you only have a few rocks, a few walls, maybe a bridge, a moat or two left. They're not really maintained. Them things are temporal. You go to the Colosseum, you go to the Temple of Artemis or whatever. All these different historical locations where they would have the pinnacle, a height of honor,
wonders of the world.
at one point in time, they've all decayed. If there's not been maintenance done, the shit's done. It's a wrap. And that's the nature of how things work over here. Everything's transitory. Basically only going to run for a season. Now, speaking English, they won't even know that go back 2,000 years, they'll only speaking no English. You watch a documentary, they'll be speaking English. Even when you go to the Middle Ages, a lot of the nobility was speaking French over here in the UK. They wouldn't even fuck with no English. English is like peasant speak. So that's why it's like there's a lot of things where it seems you don't think this has been being done since the beginning of time, but what it's a new thing before it sprang up.
Yeah, I've got another precept. Matthew 11:28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Right, that comes from right? Verse 29. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your souls. That's been a point. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So this affliction we're going through right now is temporal, man. It's light work, man. You have the ability to get up and go. Really, even in terms of get up and go, here's what you make it technically, to a degree. The Lord usually takes the foot forward on the work. But like, you don't have to be in straight to the point that, you're homeless, you can't take care of yourself. No, because you could be getting some money and doing certain things. Deal with certain things. Whereas when you go back to hardcore faith, they're a whole different type of shit, man. You're really, it's even now we're going to peace off the wonderful thing, but that was a whole different prison. And even then, you know, full of clothing, you're chained up, like when they're on the boats. Man was just there, they just had to be forced to eat shit all over themselves. Yeah. Fuck. Yo, that's why it's a mercy. The veins, like the children, goodbye with the tongue, they want to eat, they'll chisel out your teeth. Still cut off a hand or some shit. There's all type of shit get whipped to find a deformity,
But that's
well, this to go back on the sky. Habakkuk 1:5. Behold ye among the heathen, God and wonder marvelously. For I will work in your days which you will not believe, though it be told you. And where is that miracle that was done? It's a miracle of these heathens having the spirit, being a show of themselves, having the spirit of one of the sons of the Most High Power, man. Remember what is the son, the nation of Israel? What is that? They're basically a physical manifestation, you know, the visible representation of the invisible power. So now you're gonna have that same spirit of God, vessel that was made unto this honor. But they're gonna follow the greatness, the glory of the Heavenly Father in the show of a heathen, which is wild when you really, you know, take it in. But that's when you know that the time for it is a crazy time, right? And it's gonna work to a greater degree when you actually see these people individually beamed up and changing in the twinkling of an eye, right? Being the part in the chariot of the Heavenly Father, off into, you know, away from destruction. You know what I'm saying?
Wisdom of Solomon 5:1 says, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with a terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangers of their salvation, so far beyond all they look for." So yeah, you had the film I ain't seen it, what's his name?
Jordan Peele. Yeah. You know what? One of the movies, they it's like all of them good movies. You know the movies where, like, Thanos, up until it ended where Thanos won, or to a certain point, well, like, it'd be a bad movie. Infinity War, like, there's another movie like that where the ending makes it shit kind of thing. Where it should have gone with it, it didn't go with it. So it made it like, it ain't a great movie kind of thing. But there was points in it that was like heavily spiritual. But yeah,
Yeah, what, you know, the means by which what Jacob is saved out chariots. And hey, that's why it's been a topic. Obviously, I ain't seen it, you know, the brother see it, like you said. But then it's these things are straining yourself. There's something I was going to say based on what you said. I don't remember. You read it again. So I said, when they see it, they shall be troubled with a terrible fear, shall be amazed at the strangeness of their salvation, so far beyond what they look for. Yeah, that's as far as for the salvation, receiving it through the chariot. That's something that's not of this world either. When you deal with, it's funny because I remember growing up, there'll be basically hella TV shows on like UFOs, like hella, and they'll always just end up saying, "Oh, you know, the fake sighting, it was just this, you know, some BS, some values, some bidlets," and they put something on top, they put some light. And that's been how all of them ended. But then what? After now you have the files come out, all of a sudden they're like, yeah, you know, this thing's unexplainable. And it's funny because over time, it's like the cameras, phone cameras. Before like 2000, before like 2010, when iPhone came out, really like iPhone 3G, iPhone 3GS, that's when everyone just started to have like cameras that were like half decent. Because you had the ones before that were garbage. I think there's only a few that could kind of record. And now it's like everyone's got a camera, everyone's able to record, so you see all kinds of things. And that's why it's like it's got to the point where the cat's out of the bag. Now they kind of have to get ahead of it by saying, oh, you know, well, yeah, we're thinking about control, damage control, yeah. That's why. But then it's also they've done the job of what? Demonizing it. Because that's been the main thing. All the movies or whatever, from ID4, Independence Day, they were what? Just having it where, you know, they come, they intentionally have it where it's on top. I think the Empire knows it's the price of the world. They're on the top and they're holding it like, oh, bring back Elvis or whatever. Then they don't get exactly even that. That is right. That's cool.
They're directing that question right. But the point I was going to say about that, saying about not controlling the message now. They control the message. That's why they moved away from UFOs. Remember, they still would have moved 1948. You have a thing known as blue screen, where they basically taking away the truth of certain words and replacing it with new meaning. Where in this sense, they basically moved themselves away from UFOs. Because obviously you've got blue words all the time. Kind of be a level where it's going to come with certain information. They're trying to move away from that kind of information. That's it. So they hit the reset button. So now it's UAPs. Unidentified aerial phenomena. Alright? Now when doing that, they can control the narrative going forward. They present a new idea. And the narrative going forward is that basically these things are real. Alright? They actually exist. But they're more now presented in the fashion whereby what's the narrative now? It's more in the sense of like, okay, they're real, but that's gonna I believe it's gonna make all the people united against that for a long time. They have to pivot their mindset. They don't say, I don't think this ain't real. Now they've changed it. Nah, they make them an enemy. But they're enemies, so that's it. And they're them, we're us. We need to think about us against them, which is really prophecies in the Bible, right? I've got time. Jude 1 and 14. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied to the saints. Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints to execute judgment upon all and to convince all that are ungodly among them of their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches which are ungodly sinners have spoken against him. Right? So the Heavenly Father is basically going to send forth the outside. He's going to give you the green light. When Yahweh Shai comes, but even let me bring it in. Now, you going back, this is why one of my favorite prophecies, man. One of my favorite verses, man. Because there's a lot to go into off the back of it. We're talking about Adam, right? Some of Adam being Enoch. Now, these men all live a lot longer. So many of them were contemporaries. I can't remember. I did the research before, but I'm not 100% sure whether Adam was still around when Enoch was around. But basically, now you know, you can see where he was together, because they lived a lot longer, so there were 4 generations present at the same time. Basically, you had Enoch basically prophesying of the Lord coming with the thousands of angels. He said he comes from clouds, and behold, every eye shall see it. Now he was saying that for a period of time, and what happened? Enoch was being up into a chariot of clouds and taken away. Right? That's why it's funny, because that movie, like Jordan Hill, Nope, that movie we recently done. Yeah, see? Yes, yeah, it was shot. The camera was about this time. Make sure
Adam and Enoch, yeah.
yeah, man. So, yeah, in that movie, no, they show that, man. They show the cloud, and there are certain tidbits I'm not going to reveal, you know, because you probably ain't seen it, but they show that. And it's funny because I was in the cinema, I think a lot of people don't know where this man got this whole story from. He just read the Bible. If you read the Bible, you know that this UFO story is telling you just straight out of the Bible. It's so funny. But you have a lot of people scared. I used to go to the horror movie. See, because the charity is something in Salvation. Why is that horror movie? And they go, oh yeah, it's a horror movie, isn't it? But anyway, the point being that now when Enoch was around, he had all these people present, and he basically parted them up and left as a sign of his coming. But he was speaking of what, the second death, right? They didn't even know about the second death. Why didn't the first death? Why they didn't even know there was two separate deaths? Why didn't they know about it? Because Noah hadn't been written up to prophesy at that time yet, right? Noah basically allotted the time to come. And he said, nah, you're not going to be yet. But then Noah basically spoke to what the same thing in a different context. Said it's going to rain. Now that rain will come by clouds, right? So you imagine, when you read this Bible, you really have to put your mind into what these things saying and what it would have visually looked like. Now we're talking about when it speaks about the time of Noah, it's saying that the rain just had a dew that came from the earth, morning dew that watered the earth every morning. Now if you go out during a certain time of the year, what do you see? You see the dew. You smell the moisture in the air.
Well, if you go when you go further up north in England,
even down here in a certain place, as long as it's grass, it's gonna have it.
It's like I remember Essex will have that
irrigation from the earth. That's the Heavenly Father. That's why I have deep springs. Even recently, they found in London, up there. Station. Holborn. There's a museum opening. So they found out the underground passage, and there was a spring of water, underground spring that they used to use. So where did that spring come from? The Lord has the Heavenly Father irrigation system in the earth, and that's where you get the dew coming from.
Yeah. Remember what maybe Planet I think it's Planet Earth 2. They kind of went into how there was.
Do you know which what they're doing? This is different.
No idea.
Huh?
Was I think it was Planet Earth 2. They were going into where the mine set up, and they said like right there where the main city was set up, they're underwater springs, and that's like the only reason that they're able to basically build up because they had the water source. Then they went into it, and it was like fucking an underground cave. Then they said like those the creek, like the fish that were in there. All translucent, and like none of them could see because it's pitch black in there. I was like, damn, there's a whole ecosystem of other shit just going on down there. You wouldn't even fucking know. But that's how it gets down. Because as far as it's like looking at things on a surface level, because even when you build cities, you always need the water source, and it's mainly that's why most major cities they're based on rivers. Even in the UK. It's like what in London, England, and the River Severn. The River Severn was actually the main one that was kind of the main river for England up until the Normans came and basically set up London. You got more?
I haven't.
All this is on there. So Hebrews 11:5. By faith, Enoch was translated. They should not see death, and was not found because the Most High had translated him. From before his translation, he had his testimony that he pleased the Most High. Yeah, so Enoch was what? Translated. And that's a sign of things to come as well. Because that's the means of, it's the same with Elijah as well, where you had Elijah, where he was translated and Elisha saw it, man. Because what the chariots of fire basically, took him up. And then these are the things. It's like these things, like when people read it, they'll just be like, oh yeah, it's just like stories to kind of, with life lessons in there. now these things, this is how things went down. And that's why it's like, what? It says Yahushua's return is going to come as a thief. That's why people's expectations, they've been like, what's the word? Their view of things have been made smaller, man. Their expectations of what's going to go down, they've only got like a baseline level understanding of what's possible. Because they're as far as for them, Esau is the miracle maker. They're seeing things as far as they're thinking like, okay, you know, there's going to be some form of technology. There's going to be. They're thinking of, you know, the next stage of miracles for them is like nanobots or AI.
Wow. That's it. Let me read this. This is from Wikipedia. It says spring hydrology, which hydro is the study of water. Right? A spring is a point of exit at which groundwater from an aquifer flows out on top of the earth crust. Aquifer is basically like a layer of water underneath the ground. I believe it's going to go into the main water. I'll read it. It says, you can look it up. Flows out the top of the earth's crust, the pedosphere, and becomes surface water. It is a component of hydrosphere. Springs have long been important for humans as a source of fresh water, especially in arid regions which have relatively little annual rainfall. Yes, you have those places where they don't rain too much. Yeah, so you have a spring. Yeah. Those springs allow you people to live within that land. Because that's you know, any city, check out most of the capitals in the world, they're built around the water source. Now you have other towns and cities, of course, or different countries where they don't have level of rain or access to water, but they rely on what? The springs in the earth, which they cultivate and they sustain their society.
I think it's Nevada as well. Las Vegas is basically built in the desert. So I think they adjusted the flow of a river or something to that effect. So basically, and they got that to build and grew up around that. So that's like it's essential. But then, hey, that's the thing. It's like in the modern day, people don't know these things. People just kind of assume anything can be done anyway. But that's why systems exist. And that's the thing is anyway.
Alright, so springs have long, last bit, springs are driven out onto the surface by various natural forces, such as gravity. We know there's no such thing as gravity, but it's the force that the Heavenly Father created to apply pressure and make things happen in a certain manner. And hydrostatic pressure, the vary in volumetric flow rate from near zero to more than 50,000 liters per second for the biggest springs. So I'll go. It's on the aquifer. Right. Let me go back to the tree.
Proverbs 5 and 15. Drink waters out of thine own cistern, and running waters out of thine own well. Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad, and rivers, waters, and streets. So yeah, the water is synonymous with what? Truth. Life. And what was I going to say? Wells as well. They connect to underwater rivers. That's like where the water comes from. You can exhaust. You have wells where they'll run for a while, but you exhaust it, then it'll dry up, and then they fill it in.
That's what it is. The spiritual component of what you said. It says about what
Drink water.
Yeah, water is the lifeblood of the sea. No, seriously, man. You try to live with the sea, you need water. So that's what they're able to sustain it. So the truth is likened to that same thing.
that's something that's basically showing the greatness of the city or town. Have enough water to spare to just make it a display.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jude 1 and 14. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of thee, saying, Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints. They're speaking of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, making his return. This is Jude, Enoch speaking of that. Coming up. It basically means what? Man of wisdom. Alright? This is a man of great wisdom. Speaking of the second death, but this is before that. And that's going into the story of Noah. It wasn't no light thing. We're talking about when the Lord came with the showers from the heavens, he said, the foundation of the heavens opened up. And basically had water pouring down heaven. But you imagine what the clouds would look like. You know when he rains, especially us over there, when the rain is heavy, boy, you hear the sky rolling, man. You hear the thunder. And you see the lightning and the dark clouds. It's like a young child, they see their first time experiencing thunder and lightning. And stuff, right? Like, what the hell is going on? So you can imagine the grown individual seeing that shit, like, what the hell is going on? You have these clouds coming, dark, motion, lightning, shocking. You hear the rolling of the thunder. Like, what the hell is about that? Then the rain will start happening. Now, initially, you may have been to the point where it's like, oh, that's coming. But then they realize that, oh shit, this is a flood. That's like,
There ain't no way you.
there ain't no escaping this shit.
That shit happen. That's funny because
They probably run into their house and then they suffocated.
yeah.
And just, push against the ceiling and drown together, man.
That's what people all the time. You see, like when floods happen, you got certain nigga be on his car, man. The car's getting washed away. We see the amount of force. Remember, I was in footage about tsunami in Japan. Like, bro, boats are just getting smashed onto the road, man.
Now imagine the fool to the point where Pangea, which Esau calls it a Pangea, one earth, broke to the point where we have the world as we have it today. That first death broke the foundation of the earth, making it into continents, right? Rather than one earth being carved together. So that shows you how heavy it was, the spirit, right? But yeah, verse 15, that you know upon all and to prevent all the ungodly among them of their ungodly deeds, which they have ungodly commit, and of all their hard speeches, godly sinners have spoken against them. So that's the point, man. The Lord is that second death is going to be a light thing. That's why when you go into the book of Ezekiel, it speaks about a cloud, enfolding with fire. Back then, and that's deep, because when you go back to the first death, what was it? It was clouds, yeah, the thunder rolling. See it like Independence Day with the chariots coming out with fire. But then along with that fire is going to come what laser beams. Concentrated fire is going to be pinging towards people, vaporizing them. Like, not the day the earth is still. What's our one? Concrete. War of the Worlds. Yeah, War of the Worlds.
Isaiah 66:15. For behold, the Lord Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind. Yeah, that again as well. Like the first step was with water, the second one's going to be with fire. And with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. Yeah, it's about Yahweh Hashem Yahweh's fury. That's the key thing. Like we're mouthpieces, man. We're messengers. We're delivering the message. It's like you have, in 300, where you have Jake just come and say, this is madness. It's like, man, so that's like, what, you're gonna and he just kicks him in the pit. That's why, as far as messengers just trying to deliver the message. But if the message is upsetting enough, that's when people look to do harm, and that's how the prophets have been dealt with. Because as far as what we're saying is, bro, when people are here looking for everything to come to an end with fire, they're thinking it's all going to be cool. They're like, bro, the war in Ukraine, that shit's been forgotten, man. I see there's like all the places where there used to be Ukraine flags. There's one house that I've seen that still has a Ukraine flag up. And that one is even like, it's lopsided, like the shit ain't been messing with the one. So it's like, everyone now, they've gone back to destruction, man. They're trying to get to the gold part. It says what, and you rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by sword will the Lord Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord Yahweh shall be many. So yeah, by fire, that's how the Lord's going to be pleaded. And this is how the Lord gets down. So judgment takes place. As far as for now, it's like what? Esau has his own forms of judgment, his own ways of measuring things. But then when it comes to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the power of the Bible basically to do these things, people take issue. And it's really like what? It's words being fulfilled. With the prophecy, that's the same thing. So even with the what's it called now? With the Quran. I mentioned it earlier. How, you know, where kind of the mentality basically comes down to this. Revelation 13:3. Now saw one of his heads, as it were, wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And the world wondered after, and all the world wondered after the beast. That's really the mindset. All the world's wondering after the beast. That's why they're looking at what the progress as far as Esau's outlined. If you go back to like 80s, 90s, it's funny as hell. I remember like the way technology was spoken about, like they were just on the cusp in like the 90s, or even things were gonna happen. I remember them fucking talking about by 2010, the whole world's gonna be flooded. There's gonna be like 2 millimeters of ice left on the North Pole. That shit was on every news channel. Ain't no one's spoken about that, bro. It's fucking ridiculous. Like the shit they got away with. It's crime. But that's the thing. It's like with Esau, he's basically fed everyone the mindset of what? That there's a certain level of progress which all leads to what? The corrupt. You know, you go to Star Trek, you go to Blade Runner, Altered Carbon, all these different sci-fi, what's the word for thingy, man? Cyberpunk kind of futures. It's what? Man fusing with machine. Saying like, oh, if you become part AI and part, like Ghost in the Shell. That was, it was like the 90s. That was a smash hit. Everyone, that's the mindset that has basically been kind of drummed into everyone's minds. But what? We'll get to the point where, you know, man and machine will merge, and that's going to be how we're going to, you know, go forward or get into space or whatever the fuck. So that's why it's going to be easy as hell to just tell people what. Take this. It's part of the process. It's what? They're already completely drunk on the wine of America. That system. You got anything?
Numbers 31 and 23. Everything that may abide the fire, you shall make it go through the fire, and it shall be clean. Nevertheless, it shall be purified with water and separation. And all that abideth not the fire, you shall make it go through the water. And it shows you that the Heavenly Father has 2 cleansing agents, being water and fire. The first cleansing agent first death was water, right? And people could like that. Now the second cleansing agent was fire. But guess what? There is good. Well, you had did luck it. You had Noah and his 3 sons. They did abide through water. They were taken through it, right? But now you have second death. These people are not going to be able to abide through the fire, save who? The elect, which are going to abide through the furnace of affliction, right? They're being purified and made into that purified form. But on both occasions, those that are part of the wicked lot, they couldn't be purified by the water and the fire, so they suffered the loss. Whereas those that are the righteous stock, they can abide through it, right? They're going to be the forefathers, progenitors of the next generation to bring in that of the holy covenant. Those that are going to be pure and
Perfected.
yeah.
Zechariah 13:8. And it shall come to pass then all the land, saith the Lord Jehovah, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third part shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part from the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, this is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Jehovah is my power. So yeah, like the brother said, being refined, being perfected, being basically made as something that can endure that test. And then what? We're gonna, not partake in the second death. Second Peter, you got anything else?
Nah.
Second Peter 3 and start from verse 5. It says, for this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. And this is something that's known even to, there's multiple different nations basically that basically can have records of what? The flood. That's because obviously it was a global thing. There was only a few that survived it. They knew what went down. And what? The lesson of it was something that Esau's completely bastardized. Because the first thing is a rainbow. That's meant to be a symbol of what the flood's going to happen again. And that's something that Esau said would be. So it's going to be what? Another ice age or some shit. And then the tides are going to rise and blah, blah, blah. Which is all madness. That's basically Esau's own, him basically going about to craft his own righteousness. He's basically trying to make his own system of how the world was formed, his own myths of, essentially giving how the world was constructed through his eyes. And that's part of what binds people into Esau's system. People say, oh yeah, like hundreds of thousands of years ago. I'm like, nigga, what the hell are you talking about? And so there's no recorded history over 10,000 years or so. Then they'll say, yeah, about 127 million years ago. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing here? So, what's your basis for that? Yeah, we found this shoe. We found the skeleton. I'm like, bro, how the fuck? Give me a break. But overflow water perish. But the heavens and earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store. Covenant. So the world was going to be flooded. So Esau threatened, he's completely bastardized that to where now it's a representation of what? Wickedness, man. Part of the baseline of why what? Sodom and Gomorrah got wiped out. And that's why this place is called what? Referred to as Sodom and Egypt. It follows in their image. But then what? Even then, it's now what? It's going to be fire. It's going to be cleansing by Egypt. Because it's like, they always say like heat kills germs, Well, it's like if you're preparing a meal, you know, two different things. You obviously clean, you know, you clean the meat or the leaves or whatever it is beforehand with water. Then afterwards, you know, you have, you know, use fire to get that reaction. So it's like, it's funny, you use, like generally when you're cooking, you'll use both of those, what's the word? You use both of those cleaning agents. So that's the same thing now with the world, where it's going to move from what? One aeon, one age, coming to the final age. Where it's going to be what? About the kingdom of heaven. It says what, verse 8, but beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, the one day is with the Most High as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. So even the time scale, where the big things are, isn't even the same as the time scale we have on the time. So for us, it might be like, you know, a decade, 20, 25 years might seem like, you know, hella time's passing. But then in the grand scheme of things, it's not really on any kind of amount of time to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. As far as for him, it's like, you know, Yahushua being on the scene just a few days back. So that's why it's like any, you know, the time it takes for these things to continue and to be fulfilled in their perfection. It's, you know, it's no time range. It says what? The Lord is not slack concerning. Yeah, the Lord ain't slack, man. Like, the day with the Lord, 1,000 years, man. Down. The day with the Lord, I'm there. 5 years down here. Like, as Jesus said before, quote that. Since outside, since the fathers went to sleep, and all things continue. Yeah, so they basically think, no, it's done. But for this, they're willing to not Israel. They with the Lord for 1,000 years on earth. But basically, it's life. It's not that deep, man. But they understand the time rolls off the population. They understand the life. Verses what? Verse 9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. And that's really only amongst Israel. That really only applies to the elect. Because as far as for what's been appointed, well, you have the angel that's basically been sent. And they said what? You know, cover their ears, blind their eyes, cover their ears. They don't see with their eyes and hear with their ears, be converted and be killed. As far as if they can hear and receive the message, there's only one result. That's how simple and plain it is. And that's really how it is with the truth. It's like you kind of have someone outline the things, read the scriptures, be like, how it makes too much sense. Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all people of the earth shall well be comforted, even so much. So that's how the Lord is coming back. They've been going to the example of the Acts. Basically, had it where the Lord spent 40 days and 40 nights with the disciples, like basically telling them of things to come, perfecting them,
day came where he said, look, man, you know, I'm going to make it return. And then when he got taken up into the clouds, why he had two angels with white apparel stood by him and said, look, you're in the academy, why stand you gazing? Why stand you gazing, looking up? This same hour shy, the same way he departed, shall he return. So the angel basically prophesied and basically told the disciples or the apostles, right? That basically the Lord had been taken away a certain way, and he's gonna make a return. But in like manner, what that story or that event should spur on in your mind is how with Elijah and Elisha. Now Elisha was an understudy of Elijah, and Elisha asked, he said basically, look, he said, give me a double portion of your power. But Elijah said to him, he said, look, if you be with me when I depart up, then you shall receive it, then it shall be your soul. Alright, so he went over, he kept on trying to get rid of him, and Elisha held him. Now, and that's like the disciples, they didn't depart from the other side. Whereas we did have 70 that were offended and left. And even if personified by what people say, what did he say? He said, not so, Lord, I'm going to put you where you go. He said, yeah? He said, we're talking about 6 times, 9, twice, 93 times the price. Alright? That's why. But basically, it was, you know, after he was strengthened with his faith, and that's how the Lord makes, you know, walk him up to a certain level. And then the mantle basically fell upon Peter. Right? According to the prophecy that he put before him, saying that what did he say to Peter? He said that your name is Peter. This same you shall be the rock whereby I shall build a foundation. I shall build the church upon it. Yeah. And the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Right? So basically that's what he did. Pull him up to a certain level. But the mantle fell upon him, just like in the story of Elijah. And he got what? A double portion of the Lord. Remember, Yahweh Shai, he had the woman with the issue of blood. She said it within herself, if only I can touch the memory, I'll be healed. And she did so, he felt the virtue leaving. But then what happened with Peter? Peter's shadow was healing people, right? So Peter went to fire people and then get healed. So he had a double portion of the Lord, right? And the Lord said that, he said, these things that I do, ye shall do them and more. And that's why I pray over there, greater. I remember the Lord, when he did his acts, he said, if all his work can be put in a book, the world cannot contain it. That let you know, and this is a precursor to what's to come. Just imagine what portion he's going to put in these men in these last days, man. Alright? Hey, I was watching the book, they brought out in the book of Zechariah. And it's, well, let me read some great, you might get it. Let me see. Great. I'll read Jeremiah. It's a book of Jeremiah 5:5. It says, I will get me unto the great men, I will speak unto them. For they have known the way of the Lord Yahweh, and the judgment of their power. For these have altogether broken the yoke and burst the bonds. What yoke and bonds are they broken? They broken the bonds are broken. The bonds and yoke of this kingdom, the mindset of this world. Right? They've arisen and departed out of the mind of this world and gone unto the mind of the Heavenly Father. Okay? But that only happens to what? Great men. Right? Let me double down on that. Zechariah 3:8, right? Hear now, O Joshua the high priest, thou and thy fellows that sit before thee, for they are men wondered at. For behold, I will bring forth my servant the branch. Right? But the point being what? It says, I'll read again. It says, I'll read it again. It says, hear now, O Joshua the high priest, thou and thy fellows that sit before thee. Alright? So he's talking about Joshua and all the holy men, the men of the elect. Alright? It says, for they are men wondered at. So these are great men that are wondered at. These are exemplary men that just show a different type of spirit, man. Have a different aura, different portion. Right? Good example, just this same high priest Joshua, the same spirit of Elisha. Now when Elijah found Elisha, he had 12 yoke of oxen that was plowing the field. Now a yoke of oxen, one yoke of oxen represents two oxen, right, upon a yoke. So you say this man was plowing a field with 24 oxen, yoked up. You know what kind of virtue you have to have, what kind of mighty health you have to have to be able to do that. And this is men with a different type of spirit, right? And I'm only speaking to the physicality in that event. But every man of the Lord that's part of his faith, they basically have a Bruce Leroy glow upon them, man. Right? The wisdom causes our face to shine.
Hebrews 11 and verse 32, it says, and what shall I more say? For the time would fail me to tell of Gideon and of Barak and of Samson and of Jephthah, of David and Samuel and of the prophets. And it's even if you go through, because just the works that they've done in the book. You go through Judges. There's all kinds of things being done there. And it's, as I said, it's like you go through all of them, be here all night, get into it. It says what? Who through faith subdued kingdoms, brought righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the violence of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, out of the weakness were made strong, waxed valiant in fight, turned to flight the armies of the aliens. So these are, this is the degree of things. These are just a degree of things. It's like with the things we're going to do now, and this time, are going to be, it's going to exceed these things. Because now is the time, because even now is the time to what? Force miracles, man. Esau's performing miracles. You go to in Egypt, when you had the, Moses would do a miracle. Then, through the left-hand side, you would have the what you call it, was it Magi's? No. Was it Magi's?
Magi's, yeah, it was.
Governing in Chaldees?
Yeah.
So the Magi's in Egypt, they'll be able to do their miracles through the left-hand side. Yeah. Just as now is the time when Esau fully true.
Just to say, when they were doing the miracle, they did it up to a certain level. Then they reached where Moses started, doing some real shit. The curses started coming down the plains. They didn't have an answer for it. And Pharaoh no longer sought after them for an answer. Sought them out.
So what? Return to flight on the aliens. So verse 35, women received their dead to life again, and others were tortured, not accepting deliverance, that they might obtain a better resurrection. And others had a trial of cruel mockings and scourgings, yea, moreover, of bonds and imprisonment. Those things are coming back in fashion again. You can see easily with what's it called? Not side. What's it called? Trying to free speech censorship. Yeah. the famine of the word, basically. That's something that's been in the works. I think in the UK there was a law
right now.
Yeah, there was a law they tried to pass in the UK. I have to look it up after. But there was a law they tried to pass in the UK that would lean into that. There was one they did in Canada. I think the one in Canada passed. And hey, it's basically where you say certain things. And it's funny because I was watching a video. They were going into what happened during C-19 and how flip-floppy it went from, oh, you're not allowed to say this, but I'm actually no, that's what it is. And it's just like over the course of weeks, shit was flip-flopping everywhere. But then what? You say certain things, you're getting strikes.
Yeah.
Then they'll just straight zap the channel, man. And there's people that lost channels over things where like 3 weeks later, they're saying, oh no, that's actually where it is. It's like the shit with masks. Well, I was saying like, so it's there's a time when I was saying it's like, yeah, if you wear this, that's the ultimate protection. You're saving everyone. If you don't wear one, you're murdering everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, if you're out there, you don't really need a mask because it does really, being outdoor anyway makes it harder to think. I was like, bro, whatever they decide is allowed to say, it's completely down to their own discretion. They ain't basing it on nothing. And that's the same time. Yeah. Everyone's just like, no, just do it. Bro, the way people's minds work, they was like, if you say anything against it, then they'll just say, what, you're anti-Maxer, yeah? Is that you?
The crazy thing is, it's funny because I had this kind of being on the underground. Any winter time, anytime it was like that season of flu and all that type of shit, it's a hate being on the underground. People sneezing and then touching and shit. And then you always get ill. You always get fucking ill. And then during that whole period of the C-19, I ain't get ill once. I was on the train, bare back in the handles. Because they were cleaning the shit, man. That shows you, man. Like,
Look, the shit was just it was running.
and it's like, people got a sense of hygiene now. Like, they fucking understand how germs work.
And now it's done. If I'm in the toilet, there'll be a guy there. I hear him come out of his cubicle or whatever. Then like I don't hear I don't hear the tap engaged. I don't hear the hand dryer engaged. Then they fucking left. When I come out, I'm like, there's no one there. I was like, bro, this is why these motherfuckers. It was hand washing was news to them. I'm like, bro, what's that?
I think there was a big drive for it.
I know. The hand sanitizer shit.
Even like,
These guys they never wash their legs, man.
it's like, but that's why when you go into you deal with Gads, and all the other tribes in America, they do germ warfare over there, man. Smallpox and this type of shit. And it's easy because the lifestyle, the hygiene, basically those fucking guys, abysmal, man. They're all walking disease. Whereas we are holy people, they say holiness, cleanliness is next to holiness. We kind of manifest that, man. We even kind of do manifest that. We like everything to be clean and in a certain type of mixture. Yeah.
That's why it's like, even with the, bathing and whatnot,
That culture is different.
yeah. So I'm like, bro,
I live with like,
where they'll
they
bathe.
don't wash, man.
Don't wash.
And you don't fucking know until you fucking find out. You're like, what day after the week, man? The fuck?
I'm
And
like,
even
bro,
like that,
especially it's like in summer.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you out for
can't
one
go
day.
to bed without being.
There's just like,
I
there's
shower
fucking
twice a day.
thingy, what do you call it? A layer of slime.
Yeah. You need to clean that shit
What the
off.
hell? Heathens, man. Heathens. It says what? Verse 37. They were stoned, they were sawn asunder, were tempted, were slain with the sword, were wandered about they wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, tormented. And yeah, that's the lot that you get when you take up the office of a prophet. And that's how wild it's going to be. There's also the capabilities the Lord basically gives us to bring to pass, man. With what do you call it, man? these miracles, it's gonna blow people's ears out, because it's not just them being done, it's not why. Because for them now, like I said before, Esau is their God now. Technology is their God. That's become the rules that the people worship. They're basically looking at like, oh, anything can be achieved with them, any of their life's desires. Because people are they're talking and saying like, oh, in 70 years, I think we'll be able to basically live forever. Most things, I'm like, bro, what the hell are you talking about, bro? Niggas got monkeypox out here, bro. I was like, bro, people are still getting cancer, kids are getting cancer and dying. What the hell are you talking about?
Let me read this. The book of Daniel 12 and 13. Go thou thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the days. That is what you said.
That's basically it. It's all gonna basically be done all over again. Like the book of Acts, all over again. You have what? And Paul go before Caesar. And then what? It's gonna be the same thing in this time. Where there'll be brothers, they'll be grabbed up for dignity. Said what? Think not what you say. What? Spirit words in your mouth. But that's how peak is gonna get. And the thing is you can see that the demonization being built up. It's what? You have the main thing now is domestic tea. Error. That's the main thing that everyone's kind of because you had like there was a week where you had like one incident after another incident after another incident in the States. And that's become what? Like now a focus. Where they're saying, like, oh, they're going online, they're watching videos, they're being radicalized. But that's the brush they're going to try and paint brothers with. Because why? They're basically going to try and stop this word by any means. As far as what we do, they're on the street corners, we're putting videos up, edifying, teaching scriptures. That's all that's really been getting done. But then, they're going to make it to a whole different thing.
First Corinthians 14 and 32. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. That's that block. Come back to the block. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 4:1. Let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begat us. The Lord hath brought great glory by them through his great power from the beginning. Such as did bear rule in their kingdoms, men renowned for their power, giving counsel by their understanding and declaring prophecy. Leaders of the people by their counsel and by their knowledge of learning. Their knowledge of learning people. Wise and eloquent are their instructions. Such as found out peaceful truth and reside first right. Rich men furnish ability to live in peaceably in their habitation. All these were honored in their generation and were the glory of their time. There be of them that have left a name behind them, that their praises might be reported. And some there be that have no memorial, who have perished, as though they had never been, and have become as though they had never been born, and their children after them. But these were merciful men, whose righteousness have not been forgotten. For their seed shall continually remain a good inheritance, like you have different houses. House of David, for example, which is being built up right now.
Now you can say, well, yeah, there'll be innumerable prophets all recorded up in the scriptures where they would have gone out in order to done their duty and fulfilled it. And like I said, it seems like, they've been forgotten. And that's all our prophets. Yeah, because even in the thing as well, how Esau views it, was this something too. He said he thinks, by looking at death, then he's won the victory. But that's not really it. You you basically go on the spiritual bank account.
Hey, look at the time when they killed Paul, when they killed the disciples that had gone on the Isle of Patmos. They thought they were doing God's work, man. Think about it, like earlier in the week before. They really thought that, yeah, man, your name ain't nothing like that. You, no one knows you. But if they would have been around, if they would have seen where it came, no one ain't talking about the secrets like that now. The same level people might have read the Bible and treat like it. Those men that would stay there were on a higher level of reference, but it wouldn't have been known at the time. That's how it goes. And those names that been blotted out for a time, they're going to be known. They're going to be written in the kingdom. Their names are going to be manifest.
Yeah. It's funny because even with like a lot of the rulers, because I was thinking about Beowulf, where he was thinking about trying to become, legendary, timeless name, and Achilles is one Troy, where he was basically trying to have that eternal honor. And that's, through carnal means, that only goes to a certain extent. So the king ain't only be talking about Achilles. That's something that's come now, because Esau's basically put what the Greek ideals behind it. But, the men stood stiffly for this word throughout the generations. They're going to receive their honor. And that's where it's actually as it is now, like they said, there's no monument. You can go out, there'll be statues of all kinds of heathens up and all over the place. But hey, that's why it's a matter of something that you're basically waiting to see manifest. It's something which you have this, spiritually being built up. That's going to be what? More about physically later on.
Yeah, dude. Verse 11. With their seed shall continually remain a good inheritance, and their children are within the covenant. Yeah, like you had the house of David, as I mentioned. The prior, when David came out of the house of, it's the house that was established before David. Sons of boy, man in the book of Judges. Or something like that. I can't remember, but there was houses that were distinguished, right? And those houses continued to have distinguished men come to them. Why? Because that was a chosen line. There was holy men that kept coming out of that chosen lineage, right?
That's why it's like Eli's house is basically destroyed.
Yeah. Verse 12. Their seed standing fast for their children for their sakes. Right? So they've risen up and they stand for their stead. Why? For the sake, as basically, not an example, but as a point to show why the Heavenly Father chose that man to be the head of that lineage. So they're going to continue to be that great, glorious line of men. Like the house of Aaron. They had all the high priests come out of it. Right? That was it. Priesthood. That was a chosen line. The house of David. Right? You had a chosen line that always sat on the throne. Verse 14, their bodies buried in peace, but their name liveth forevermore. The people will tell of their wisdom, and the congregation will show forth their praise. Why? Because they have their names written in the book, and the book called good words, right? Made books in the Bible. And then those same words will still be read to this day. And they have great words of wisdom now, still applicable to the day and age. Nowhere in the modern day and age, people say the Bible's outdated, but they never read the Bible to say it's outdated. They don't know what's inside of it. If you read it, then you know it'll prop you up a level. But that's why it says wisdom is according to its name. It's not manifest unto many. A lot of people, it's funny because we're out here making a total arse out of ourselves, all right? But that's in accordance with the Bible, and that's what people go over people's heads. It says it pleased the Most High to save them through the foolishness of preaching. But the joke's going to be on them when the Lord manifests himself.
Ecclesiastes 8 and 10. And so I saw the wicked buried, who had come and gone from the place of the holy. And they were forgotten in the sea, where they had done. This is also vanity, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him. So yeah, even though it seems like the wicked of the W, presently right now they're keeping themselves in blood. It's funny because I was thinking about how, like, with charity, it's basically what public displays of good work are ones that basically what bring people honor in the world, when don't really hold any kind of weight as far as to their character. And it's the modern world. That's why it's like now time when honor is a dead concept. People don't really pursue or give any weight to honor. The things they look for is wealth, success, fame. Those are the things that are really looked at. Where in the ancient world it would have been honor.
They ain't gonna honor in time.
Yeah.
We're in the dignity place. What does that mean?
So, you have the dignity to, if a guy slights you, you don't have to rule him for doing, for slight. But it's basically all the norm, and that's how Esau basically made his fucked up way of operating on the planet. As the normal of the earth, everything's been flipped upside down. That's why instead of making it from, the nations, well, Esau was the outlier from all the nations at the curse of leprosy. He's made it where it's like, okay, what, you got different races where you got whites, you got blacks.
So that's why he
got everything in
common.
yeah.
The one that's the odd one out.
And then he gets to cling to, the identity of being white, and then take on all the meanings of that, because it's basically shifted. And that's why it's like, what, moving from honor-based society to so-called dignity-based, is where it's like, what, basically the ancient ways of operating, which, especially with Jacob, that's just how Jacob influenced. That Quran, that's the ancient Quran, that's the window.
Yeah, because we're the sons of the Most High. It tells you in Exodus 15 and 3, the Lord is the man of war, the Lord is his name. We're manifesting those same attributes by the fruit. We can't get away from it. Just in this day and age, it's being manifested in. As the Lord made everything in two, man. Good is saying it's evil. Life gets different. Life gets different. Lord making everything binary. Now we're in a state where you have masculine men growing up in a feminine trait. So they have all the attributes of masculinity, but it's being channeled into emotion. That's being channeled into feminine masculine. This is why we live in this day and age. That's why you have James confused, man. So they're channeling that God particle in their brain in a total through the wrong channel, man. So that's why masculinity is so frowned upon in this day and age, because you have people. Well, it's not even masculinity. First and foremost, it's really feminine. In an aggressive form.
Yeah.
Because that's not emotional.
Because
because masculine, they like to only take on the physical force of masculine. No, masculine is a lot you know, a certain level of mental force. For you to be able to, it's like people say, oh, if someone goes to the gym, they're like an ironhead, that they don't know nothing. You need the first thing that's going to get you in a fucking gym is your mind. Your mind has to be rock solid for you to be able to. So that's it. Yeah. You can't do that. Then bro, you ain't wet, right? Your mind, like you, the level of discipline you have to, you know, put into place to be able to go there and chip away inside. We're talking years. I ain't talking about no, you know, steroids. Nah, I'm talking about, you know, a lifestyle of actually being, you know, like the atlas and the ox. When he was atlas and the ox, like from his young, that ox, when he's back. Every time I do start, every time he walked up there, he got stronger. By the time he became a full-blown cow or ox, he basically was able to carry it. I'm talking about lifestyle. You know, you have to have like a level of thing with George Foreman.
The cow.
Oh yeah.
That's an ancient kind of mentality. But it's everything's been flipped.
Yeah.
The whole, for society to function, for, you know, the concept, people to conceive of Esau being the baller, Esau being, you know, Esau's lifestyle, essentially being looked at as desirable. Everything has to be flipped on its head. And the key thing is what? Wickedness. Wickedness being prominent. That's why what the things are, the traits that are around, you know, one of the traits people look at as, oh, this, you know, that's an upstanding person as well. The traits that, you know, allow you to wickedly desire to achieve something. That's how people look at it. Everything's been flipped on its head. You know, if a woman walks around with her titties out, that's meant to be applauded. You know, if a guy plums another guy's anus, then that's something to be applauded. It's funny because it's like, I remember I was listening to a song, and I was like, oh, it's a girl talking about another girl. And the girl was like, oh, yes, oh, you by queen. I was like, wait, why is that something so real? Like, it's not even, it's even the other day, like, this girl that I saw came in, like 9 fucking pots. I had to sat there and over like the pot for a couple of hours. I was like, yeah, I was like, I can't go with you. I was like, bro, is that something to applaud? Like, it's like someone can do it, but is there anything that needs to be celebrated? Of fucking course not. But that's the nature of this society. It's basically meant to be do as thou wilt. That spirit. Leaning to the left hand side, basically upholding all forms of wickedness, or just you know, willfulness. I had a bit more on this. But Ecclesiastes 8:11, because sentence against evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the hearts of the sons of men is fully set in them. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High and fear before it. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before the Most High. There is a well, yeah, that's the thing. It's, as it said earlier, because sentence against evil work is not executed speedily. That's why people will just double down on the wickedness. But then also what? Just because you know you've been given you know, the rope to hang yourself doesn't then mean that it's all going to work out in the end. It's just like, you know, you see the righteous, where everything doesn't seem to be working out for a season. That doesn't then mean they're not going to receive the righteous reward at the end. And that's the mindset of now, where it's instant gratification. Everyone's basically working. Everything's basically working. Everything's basically working well. Everyone's looking immediately for some kind of reward or return on anything they're looking to do. That's why the furthest thing from that is what? It's building up spiritual treasures. It's being in the street. It's basically, acknowledging you're on the bottom, man. Even Jake out here, man, these so-called black, these BLMs, they're trying to what? They're trying to flip society to the all these things that work for Esau, they're trying to channel it now or give all that over to blacks. They're thinking, okay, yeah, give us some jobs, give us some positions, give us them loans. I'm like, bro, you guys are just trying to get the most out of this society. That's all. They're in the same mindset. There's one more verse. There is a vanity which is done under the earth, that there be just men upon whom it happeneth according to the work of the wicked. Again, there be wicked men to whom it happeneth according to the work of the righteous. I say that this is also vanity. Yeah. Because you be moving righteously, but you get, you get the short end of the stick. Like Job, for example. That's a prime example. You get tested, then what? But it's a test. When you come out of affliction, when you come out on the other side, there's a reward there. And even if it doesn't manifest whilst you're on the earth, there's a reward at the end. And that's something that, for now, that's why it's like people there, something will come, go wrong in their life. They're like, why didn't God sort that out for me? Like, bro,
that would be wrong to say I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God.
God let that happen.
Obviously, you're not acquainted with how every father works. Because, hey, the only way you're going to grow in anything is through hardship. Hey, bro, at 14, 22, it says, school is Israel, that we must through great tribulations enter into the kingdom of the Most High. That's what it is. There's no other way. That's just the general, and it's a universal rule. If you want to become great at anything, if you want to win, if you want to get rewarded, there's a level of sacrifice and toil that you have to become. Like if you want to become rich, you got to apply a certain level of discipline, a certain work ethic to become rich. You want to be in shape, you got to eat certain food, you got to apply a certain level of discipline. Even those people that they say, oh, you're naturally in shape, because I get that kind of shit. Well, it's like my lifestyle is just tailored to me being in shape. It's like if you put my lifestyle under the scope, you be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That's why you're like that.
Yeah, yeah. Might just go grab. Close up, like. Now, I was gonna get one.
Alright, but we'll close up for this week. Lord willing, you be edified.
Hey guys, you guys want temper beer?
We don't know.
Okay.
Say all praises to Yahweh. Shem Yahweh, Shem Yahweh, Shem Yahweh. Number one is the apostles and elders, great leaders